The morning started like any other Tuesday at Lincoln Middle School. The sun was bright outside the windows, and Mr. Patterson stood in front of his history class, talking about ancient wars and great leaders. Emma Rodriguez sat in the third row, her chin resting on a hand, listening carefully. She was 12 years old and had her mother's sharp eyes and her father's straight shoulders. Around her, other students doodled on notebooks or stared at the clock, waiting for the day to end. Mr. Patterson was explaining how humans had fought each other for thousands of years. When the sky changed, the light that came through the windows turned orange, then red. The teacher stopped talking. All the students turned to look outside. 3 massive ships hung in the sky above the city. They were not human. Their shapes were wrong, made of hard metal that looked like dark glass. They blocked out the sun. Alarms began to sound across the school, in the streets, everywhere. Teachers rushed into the classroom and told the students to stay calm and move to the basement. Emma stood up slowly. She was not afraid like the other children. She felt something else, something that made her body feel tight and ready. Her mother, Coach Lisa Rodriguez, ran a boxing gym in the city. Her father, Officer Carlos Rodriguez, worked in the police department. Emma had grown up seeing strong people, learning what it meant to be brave. The students moved down the hallways in a line. Teachers held their hands and talked to them in soft voices, trying to keep them calm. Emma went with them, but she looked back at the windows one more time. The ships were still there. In the basement. Everyone waited. News came through on phones and tablets. The ships had landed in cities all over the world. The aliens had sent a message. They called themselves the Vexter. They said they were here to take control of Earth. They said humans were too weak to rule themselves. Nobody needed to be afraid, the message said. The Vexter were very kind. They would take care of everyone. Hours passed. By the afternoon, the government had started talking to the aliens through radio and video screens. A translation device turned the Vexter words into English. The military leaders of Earth watched and listened. Then something changed. A new message came. The leader of the Vexter wanted to visit Lincoln Middle School. His name was Commander Kale. He wanted to show people why the Vexter were the strongest force in the galaxy. Nobody understood why he would come to a school. The military moved quickly. They set up cameras and security outside the building. News reporters came and stood on the grass with their cameras. Government officials arrived and went into the building to prepare. The students stayed in the basement. The teachers told them to sit quietly and wait. Emma sat on the floor with her back against the wall. She was thinking about her mother. She was thinking about her father. She was thinking about what it meant that aliens had come to Earth. An hour later, the doors to the basement opened. A soldier in a uniform told them to go back to the classroom. The commander was coming. The students moved slowly up the stairs. Emma felt her heart beating faster, but not from fear. From something like interest, something like want. In the classroom, the students sat at their desks. Mr. Patterson stood at the front. The cameras were set up in the corners, pointing at everything. Through the video screen on the wall, the whole world was watching. The door opened. Commander Kale entered the room. He was so tall that his head almost touched the ceiling. His skin was not skin at all, but something that looked like blue crystal with light moving inside it. His body was shaped wrong. He had 4 arms instead of 2. His legs bent backward. His eyes were black, completely black with no white part at all. When he moved, the sound of his armor filled the whole room. It was a sound like metal and glass moving together. The students made small sounds, gasps, and quiet cries. Some of them moved back in their chairs. But they did not run away. They were frozen, watching this thing that looked like nothing they had ever seen before. Commander Kale looked around the room. His black eyes moved from student to student. When he looked at them, they felt how different he was, how much more powerful. His voice came out loud and deep and made the walls shake. "I am Commander Kale of the Vexter Empire," he said. His words came through the translation device. "I have conquered 47 civilizations. I have led soldiers through 100 wars. I am here to show you humans how weak you are, how little you matter." He walked to the front of the classroom and looked down at Mr. Patterson. The teacher tried to stand tall, but he was very small next to this alien. "Your species is soft," Kale said. "You break easily. You have no strength. You have no power. This is why you will lose. This is why the Vexter will rule your world." He paused. His black eyes looked at each student one more time. "I want to see a human fight," he said. "I want one of you to choose to fight my strongest warrior. Then everyone will know the truth. Your people will understand why they must give control to the Vexter." Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. The silence was very loud in the room. Then Rodriguez stood up. All the adults looked at her. The teachers, the soldiers, the government officials who were watching on video screens. They all saw this small girl stand up from her desk and look directly at Commander Kale. "I will fight," Emma said. Her voice was calm. "I will fight your strongest warrior." Mr. Patterson reached out to pull her down, but Emma was already walking toward the front of the room. She was small, very small next to this alien, but she did not seem afraid. Commander Kale looked down at her. "You are a child," he said. "This is not a joke." "I know," Emma said. "I am human. Humans do things that are hard. Humans do things that seem impossible. We do them anyway. You said we are weak. You said we have no power. You are wrong. Let me show you." Around the world, people watched this moment on their screens. They saw a girl, no more than 12 years old, stand in front of a 10-foot alien warrior and volunteer to fight. They saw her look up at him without fear in her eyes. Commander Kale made a sound that might have been a laugh. "Very well," he said. "You will fight Captain Drax, my strongest warrior. The battle will happen in 3 days. In 3 days, your people will learn what we already know. They are nothing." He turned and walked out of the room. The sound of his armor faded down the hallway. Emma stood alone at the front of the classroom. She was still calm. She was still ready. She had no idea how she would fight something so big, something so strong. But she knew she had to try. Because if she did not, her whole world would believe that humans were weak. And Emma knew that humans were not weak. She turned and looked at Mr. Patterson. "I need to go home," she said. "I have 3 days to learn how to fight." Emma walked out of the school building and found her mother waiting by the car. Coach Elisa Rodriguez had heard the news about the alien visit and had driven to the school immediately. When she saw Emma, she ran toward her and held her tight. "Are you okay? Did he hurt you? Did he say anything to you?" Lisa asked, her voice fast and worried. "I'm fine," Emma said. "But something happened. I told the alien that I would fight his warrior. The fight is in 3 days." Lisa's hands tightened on Emma's shoulders. She looked down at her daughter. Emma's face was calm. She was not shaking. She was not crying. She was standing straight, like she was ready for something hard. Lisa knew then that this was real. Emma was serious. And Lisa also knew something else. Her daughter was brave. She had gotten that from somewhere. She had gotten that from Lisa herself. "Get in the car," Lisa said. "We need to go home and make a plan." The drive home was quiet. Lisa thought about all the things she could say. She could tell Emma that this was impossible. She could tell Emma that she was too young. She could tell Emma that she was going to lose, and that would be the worst thing. But Lisa had run a boxing gym for 15 years. She had seen people do impossible things. She had done impossible things herself. When they got home, Lisa called Marcus Chun. Marcus had been Lisa's trainer and friend for 20 years. He was retired now, but he had been in the Special Forces before that. He knew how to fight. More than that, he knew how to teach people who had no strength to win against people who did have strength. Marcus came to the house that night. He was tall and old now, with gray hair and scars on his hands. Emma told him everything that happened. She told him about the alien, about the challenge, about Captain Drax. Marcus listened without talking. When Emma finished, he looked at her carefully. "You know you were going to lose if we train normal," he said. "That alien is bigger and stronger than any human has ever been. You cannot win by being stronger. You have to win by being smarter." "Then teach me to be smarter," Emma said. "It will hurt," Marcus said. "It will be the hardest 3 days of your life." "I know," Emma said. The next morning, the training started. Lisa set up the gym. Marcus taught Emma how to move. He showed her how to use the weight of her opponent against him. He showed her how to find the places where the armor was weak. He showed her that fighting was not about being the biggest. Fighting was about understanding the person you were fighting, knowing what they would do before they did it, and being faster. Emma trained for hours each day. Her body hurt. Her muscles burned. She felt tired in ways she had never felt tired before. But she did not stop. Marcus filmed videos of Captain Drax fighting. They watched the videos over and over again. Emma began to see patterns. Drax always moved the same way when he was about to attack. He always left his left side open when he reached with his right arms. He got tired after 10 minutes of fighting. When he got angry, he moved slower, not faster. Lisa ran with Emma in the morning. They ran 5 miles before breakfast. Lisa taught her daughter about breathing, about not panicking when your lungs hurt and your legs hurt and everything in your body tells you to stop. Lisa told her about the fights she had done when she was young. "The first fight I ever lost, I cried for a week," Lisa said as they ran. "But I learned something. The person who beats you is not always the strongest. They are the person who wants it more. They are the person who will not quit." Emma listened to her mother's words. She kept running. By the second day, Emma could see that the videos of Drax told a story. The alien warrior had never fought anyone who was fast and small. He had never fought anyone who refused to fight the way he fought. He expected his opponent to stand in front of him and try to match his power. He expected to win because he was bigger. Marcus taught Emma a technique from an old fighting style. He taught her how to throw someone who was much bigger. He taught her how to use the strength of her opponent as a weapon against him. "When he pushes, you pull," Marcus said, showing her the movement. "When he expects you to fall, you stay standing. When he thinks he has you, you are already gone." The news about the fight spread everywhere. Every person on Earth was talking about it. Some people said Emma was brave. Some people said she was going to die. Governments sent letters wishing her luck. Children from other countries drew pictures for her. A girl in Brazil wrote a letter that said Emma was the bravest person in the world. Emma's father, Officer Carlos Rodriguez, came home and hugged his daughter. He did not tell her that she could not do it. He told her stories about hard things he had done. He told her about the time he was afraid, but did it anyway. By the third morning, Emma was ready. She had not slept much. Her body was sore in every place, but her mind was clear and calm. She knew what she had to do. She knew that she was going to face something that seemed impossible. She knew that most people would think she could not win, but Emma had something that Captain Drax did not have. She had something that made her more dangerous than he knew. She had everything to lose and everything to fight for. She had her mother's courage and her father's strength of spirit. She had a whole world watching her and believing in her. Marcus came to the house early that morning. He looked at Emma and nodded. "You are ready," he said. "Not because you are strong, but because you understand something about being human that the aliens do not understand. You do not give up. You do not quit. You keep moving forward. Lisa hugged Emma tight. She said nothing. She did not need to say anything. Emma felt her mother's heart beating and knew what it meant. Emma put on her training clothes. She put on her shoes. She was ready. The battle was happening that afternoon in an arena that the government had built outside the city. There were soldiers everywhere. News cameras were set up all around the arena. Billions of people would watch. Emma left her house and got into a car that would take her to the arena. As the car drove through the city, Emma saw people standing on the streets. They waved at her. They cheered for her. They believed in her. Emma looked out the window and believed in herself. The arena was huge. It was made of metal and stone. The Vexter ships hung in the sky above it like dark clouds. Emma could see the aliens watching from the stands. She could see the cameras. She could see the whole world waiting, and she could see Captain Drax standing on the other side of the arena. He was even bigger than she remembered. His armor was dark and covered with marks from 100 fights. He looked at Emma like she was a small animal. He did not look worried. He looked bored, but Emma did not feel small. She felt ready. She felt like she was made for this moment. The referee, an alien judge, stood in the middle of the arena. This fight will end when one fighter cannot continue or chooses to stop, the judge said. There are no weapons. There is only strength and skill. Begin. Emma walked toward Captain Drax, and the battle began. After the fight ended, doctors came to check on Emma. She had broken 2 ribs. She had cuts on her arms and legs. She had a black eye and a bruise on her face the size of a fist. Her whole body hurt, but she was smiling. The doctors wanted to take her to the hospital right away. Emma said no. She wanted to see her mother first. Lisa ran down from the stands and held Emma like she was the most precious thing in the world. She was crying and laughing at the same time. She was telling Emma that she was brave and strong and amazing. She was telling her that she was proud. Emma's father came too. He hugged both of them. His eyes were wet with tears. "You did it," he said. "You showed the world what humans are made of." All around the arena, people were still celebrating. News reporters were saying that this was the most important moment in human history. Some people said that Emma had saved the world. Some people said that her fight had changed everything, but something else was happening too. Commander Kale had sent a message. He wanted to meet with the leaders of Earth, and he wanted Emma to be there. 6 hours later. Emma was in a hospital room, her ribs wrapped tight, when a small group of government officials came and told her she had been requested at the meeting. Emma said yes immediately. She got up, even though it hurt, and got dressed. The meeting happened in a big building downtown. There were guards everywhere. There were soldiers and officials and people in suits who looked very serious. Emma walked in slowly. Her body hurt with every step, but she did not show it on her face. Commander Kale was waiting in a big room with windows that showed the whole city. He was standing still, his 4 arms at his sides. Around him stood other Vexter soldiers, but they looked less dangerous now. They looked less certain. When Kale saw Emma, he moved toward her. The human guards moved to protect Emma, but Kale did not attack. He bent down. He got lower so that his eyes were at the same level as hers. "What is your name, human?" he asked. "Emma Rodriguez," Emma said. "Emma Rodriguez," Kale said. "I came to your world to show that humans are weak. I came to show that the Vexter are strong and that we should rule. But you have shown me something that I did not understand. You have shown me that strength is not only about power. It is about something else." Emma looked at him and said nothing. She was waiting. "I have conquered 47 civilizations," Kale continued. "None of them fought like you fought. None of them showed what you showed. They fought to win. You fought for something else. You fought because it was right. You fought because your people matter to you. You fought because you refused to let us believe that you were weak. He stood up straight again. I am changing my decision, Kale said. I am telling the Vexter Empire that Earth will not be conquered. Earth will not be a slave world. Earth will be a member of the Galactic Coalition. We will have a treaty. We will trade with each other. We will help each other. We will have respect. The humans in the room did not believe what they were hearing. One of the government leaders stepped forward. Why are you making this choice? He asked. Because I have learned something, Kale said. Strength is not about who is biggest. Strength is about who refuses to quit. Strength is about mercy. Emma Rodriguez showed mercy to Captain Drax when he could not defeat her. She helped him up instead of hurting him more. This is the strength that the Vexter do not have. This is the strength that will make humans valuable friends. Over the next 3 days, the details of the treaty were worked out. The Vexter would leave Earth alone. They would not try to conquer it. Instead, they would trade with humans. They would teach humans about space travel and science. Humans would teach the Vexter about things like mercy and honor. Emma was asked to be the youngest person ever to sign a treaty between species. She walked up to the big table where the agreement was written, and she put her name on the paper. Her signature was small and careful. When she signed, the humans in the room cheered again. The Vexter made sounds that were like applause. Emma had done more than win a fight. She had changed the future of her entire species. News of the treaty spread all over the world. Emma became the most famous person in the world. But she was still just a girl. She was still hurt. She was still tired. 3 days after the treaty was signed, Emma went back to school. The hospital had told her she needed to rest, but Emma wanted to go back. She wanted things to be normal. When she walked into her classroom, all the students stood up. They clapped their hands and made noise. Mr. Patterson smiled at her. He told her that he was proud of her. He told her that she had taught the whole class something important. You taught us that it is okay to do hard things, Mr. Patterson said. You taught us that being brave does not mean you are not scared. Being brave means you do the scared thing anyway. Emma sat down in her desk. The classroom looked the same as it had before. The desk was the same. The windows were the same. The walls were the same, but something was different. Something in the air had changed. Everyone in that room, everyone on that planet, knew that humans were not weak. Everyone knew that humans could do impossible things. Outside the school, the Vexter ships were getting ready to leave. They were going back into space. But they were not leaving because they were angry or because they wanted to hurt Earth. They were leaving because they had learned to respect humanity. And it was all because of one girl who had stood up in a classroom and said she would fight. Captain Drax moved first. He was so fast for something so big. He crossed the arena in just a few seconds, his forearms raised, ready to grab Emma and crush her. His feet shook the ground. Emma did not stand and wait. She moved to the side, the way Marcus had taught her. The alien's arms swept through the place where she had been standing just a moment before. Drax's momentum carried him forward. He had to slow down and turn around. Emma was already moving. She ran at him, not to hit him, but to get close. She ducked under his arms and hit his side where his armor had a gap. It was a light hit, nothing that could hurt him, but it was a point. It showed that she could touch him. Drax made a sound like anger. He swung his arms again and again. Emma moved faster. She did not try to fight his strength. She used her speed instead. She was like water, going around him, not against him. The crowd began to make noise. The humans watching screamed and shouted. The aliens watched without making sounds. They were seeing something that Drax had never done before. They were seeing him fail to catch something, Drax grew angrier. He began to move less carefully and more wild. He started attacking without thinking. Emma watched and waited. She saw the pattern. Every time he reached with his right arms, his left side opened up. Every time he attacked too hard, he lost his balance for just a moment. That moment was enough. Emma moved inside his guard. She got of his back. She used the throw technique that Marcus had taught her. She grabbed his arm and pulled it down while she pushed her hip against him. Drax tried to use his strength to stop her, but his own weight worked against him. He went down. The alien warrior crashed to the ground hard. His armor made a sound like breaking glass. For a moment, he did not move. Emma stood over him, breathing hard, waiting to see if he would get up. Drax got up slowly. He was breathing harder now. He was not bored anymore. He was angry. He was confused. He had been a warrior for his whole life, and nothing like this had ever happened to him. They fought again. This time, Drax was more careful. He did not move as fast or as wild. But Emma was also tired now. Her arms hurt. Her legs hurt. The alien was stronger, and every hit he landed hurt badly. But she did not stop moving. She did not quit. Round 1 ended when the referee said they had to rest. Both fighters went to different sides of the arena. Emma sat down and drank water. Her body was shaking from exhaustion and pain. Marcus was watching from the stands. He looked at Emma and nodded. She was fighting the right way. She was doing what they had practiced. She was tiring him out. Lisa watched her daughter from another part of the arena. She had tears on her face. She was watching Emma do something that Lisa had taught her to do. Emma was fighting on, even when it was hard. Emma was not quitting. In the stands where the Vexter watched, something was changing. Commander Kale looked at the small human girl sitting on the ground, breathing hard, and he felt something new. He felt doubt. He had been sure that this would show how weak humans were. But this girl was not weak. This girl was doing something he did not understand. The rest was over. Round 2 began. This time, both fighters were tired. Drax moved slower. Emma moved slower too. But they both kept moving. They both kept fighting. There was no speed now, only will. Only the choice to keep going. Emma made Drax miss several times. Each time, she moved a little bit away from where he was attacking. She was learning him now. She understood how he thought. She understood what he would do next. She was beating him with her mind as much as with her body. Then it happened. Drax reached out with all 4 arms at once, trying to grab Emma and end the fight. He reached too far. He threw too much strength into the movement. Emma moved forward instead of back. She grabbed his arm and used the throw again. She put all her learning into it, all her strength, all her will. Drax went down hard again. This time, he did not move for a long moment. The crowd screamed. Humans were jumping up and down. They were crying. They were cheering Emma's name over and over again. Drax got up slowly. He was shaking now. Not from fear, but from exhaustion. His breathing was heavy and hard. Emma was also shaking. She was also exhausted. But she was still standing. They looked at each other. Drax could see something in the girl's eyes. She was not trying to hurt him or humiliate him. She was just fighting. She was doing what she had said she would do. She was showing that humans were not weak. Drax attacked again, but his heart was not in it. He was moving without purpose. Emma could see it. She could see that he had nothing left to give. She could see that he knew he would lose. She did not wait for him to fall. She did something that nobody expected. She fought to get him off balance, and when he was falling, she did not attack. Instead, she stepped back. She gave him space to fall safely. Then she did something even more unexpected. When Drax was on the ground and beaten, Emma offered her hand to help him up. The alien warrior looked at her hand. He looked at her face. He was a fighter. He was a soldier. He had never lost a fight. He had never shown weakness. But he had also never met anyone like Emma Rodriguez. Slowly he took her hand. Emma pulled him up. When he was standing, Drax made a sound. It might have been a laugh or it might have been something else. He looked at Emma, and then he raised one of his arms and pointed to the referee. "I submit," he said. His voice was very quiet. "I cannot defeat this human." The referee looked at Emma, then at Drax. "The fight is over," the referee said. "The human wins." The screaming from the humans was so loud that it shook the ground. People were crying. People were laughing. People were holding each other and shaking. All over the world, on every screen, in every city, humans were celebrating. A girl had beaten an alien warrior. A girl had shown the universe that humans were not weak. Emma stood in the middle of the arena, breathing hard, covered in pain and sweat and blood. She was bruised and hurt. She could barely stand. But she was smiling. She had done it. She had shown the world what humans really were. And in the stands, Commander Kale watched this small girl smile, and something changed in him. He had come to this planet to show humans how weak they were. But instead, he had learned something different. He had learned that humans had a kind of strength that was not about muscles or power. It was about will. Oh, it was about the choice to keep fighting even when you were tired and hurt. It was about showing mercy to the person who beat you. This girl had something that no Vexter warrior had, and Kale wanted to understand what it was. In the weeks after the fight, Emma tried to go back to normal life, but normal was not possible anymore. When she walked down the street, people recognized her. When she went to buy food, people wanted to shake her hand. When she tried to do her homework, reporters came to her house asking questions. Emma's mother, Lisa, helped her deal with all the attention. Lisa said that Emma had done something that mattered, and now Emma had to learn how to handle that. Emma had to learn how to be a person who had changed the world. The first important thing that happened was a meeting between Commander Kale and the leaders of Earth. The meeting was held in the United Nations building in New York. Emma was there as a guest of honor. She sat next to Kale and watched as the leaders of every country signed the treaty. Kale told the assembled leaders something that surprised them all. "Your species has shown me something that my people have forgotten," Kale said. "We became strong by being good at war. We became powerful by defeating others. But your species is strong in a different way. You do hard things not to win, but because they are right. You help each other. You show mercy to enemies. This is a strength that we do not have." An old leader from Africa asked, "What will happen now? Will the Vexter stay near Earth?" "No," Kale said. "We will go back to our own space. But we will leave you something. We will leave you technology. We will leave you knowledge. And we will come back to trade and to learn from you. Because humans have something that no other species in the galaxy has. You have the ability to become more than you are. You never stop trying." After the meeting ended, Emma was alone with Kale for a moment. The alien commander looked down at the girl. "How do you feel?" he asked. "I hurt," Emma said. "My ribs still hurt. My whole body hurts." "This is good," Kale said. "Pain means that you tried hard. Pain means that you did something that mattered. I have fought many battles. I have felt pain many times. But your pain is different. Your pain is not from fighting for power. Your pain is from fighting for what is right. That is a better kind of pain." Emma looked at this giant alien and thought about what he had said. "Thank you for listening," Emma said. "Thank you for understanding. Thank you for showing me, Kale said. Over the next few months, many things changed on Earth. Scientists started working with the Vexter on projects that would help humanity. Doctors worked on cures for diseases that had hurt people for thousands of years. Engineers worked on ships that could travel to other planets. Farmers worked on ways to grow food better. But more than the science and the technology, something changed in how humans thought about themselves. They realized that they did not need to be the biggest or the strongest to matter. They realized that being smart and brave and kind was enough. They realized that never giving up was the most powerful thing they could do. Emma went back to school and tried to be a regular student again. But she could not go back to normal because she was not the same person anymore. She had fought someone stronger and bigger, and she had won not by being stronger, but by being smarter and braver. That changed how she saw herself. Other children came to talk to her. They asked her how she did it. Emma told them the truth. I was scared, she said. I thought I would lose. I thought that I was too small and too weak. But I did it anyway. And I learned that being scared and doing it anyway is what brave means. One day, months after the fight, Emma was sitting in her room when she got a message. It was a video message from Captain Drax. Drax was sitting on what looked like a ship. He was alone. He looked different without all his anger. He looked like a fighter who had learned something new. Emma Rodriguez, Drax said. I wanted to tell you something. When you beat me, I thought it was the worst thing that had ever happened to me. I thought it meant I was weak. But I was wrong. You showed me that losing to you meant something. It meant that I met someone who was stronger in a way I did not understand. Drax paused. I have been training differently now, he said. I have been learning about the things you did in the fight. I have been learning to be smart, not just strong. I have been learning to respect my opponent. I have been learning to show mercy. I wanted you to know that you changed me, just like you change your world. Emma was crying when she watched this message. She had made a difference not just to humans, but to an alien warrior too. Lisa found Emma in her room with tears on her face. Emma told her mother what Drax had said. Lisa smiled and sat down next to her daughter. This is what happens when you do something brave and right, Lisa said. You change not just things around you. You change people. You change hearts. You change minds. Drax came here thinking that humans were weak, and you showed him that humans are strong in a different way. Now he is trying to be that kind of strong, too. Emma thought about this. She thought about the Vexter ships that had landed to conquer Earth. She thought about how one girl and one fight had changed the direction of an entire empire. Do you think more things will change? Emma asked. Yes, Lisa said. I think everything has already started to change. You have shown the universe what humans are capable of. Now humans are going to want to prove that you were right. They are going to want to be brave and smart and kind. They are going to want to never give up. And that will make the world a better place. In space, Commander Kale looked at the reports coming from the other members of the Galactic Coalition. Some of them were asking questions. Some of them wanted to know why the Vexter had changed their minds about conquest. Some of them wanted to meet humans and learn from them. Kale sent messages back to all of them. He told them about Emma Rodriguez. He told them about the girl who had stood up to the strongest warrior the Vexter had ever known. He told them how she had won not through strength, but through intelligence and courage and a refusal to give up. Other species in the galaxy began to ask questions. They wanted to know more about this species called humans. They wanted to understand what made them so different. And it had all started with one girl in a classroom who had the courage to volunteer for something impossible.